I'm Julie.
And I'm Des.
And we're the Gals. Real life, real talk from real women.
So grab your coffee
and let's chat. To the Gals podcast.
Yes, we're about a half hour away from our lockdown. We're in New Jersey.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get comfortable here.
We are.
Yeah.
So this may be our last podcast for a little bit, unless we figure out a way to do like separate recordings and then put it together, but it wouldn't be the same. So.
Well, I was thinking we could just do live videos, or you could send me a video and I could string it together, and I'll do a video, and then we'll post the video on the Gals
That's
podcast
good. We're going to
page.
do our best to keep the podcast going, even if it's done a little bit differently, just because we feel like it adds a little bit of fun to your week and gives something else to listen to and participate in, and it makes us feel semi-normal. So
yeah, anything to keep the normalcy during this time I think is really important.
Yes.
I'm going to be offering online lessons to all my students because I give voice lessons for a living. And if you would like voice lessons, we're doing them online. So, you can contact me, Des, on the DM me on Facebook or Instagram. Anyway, but I think that really helps the parents of those kids.
Absolutely. It gives them something to do for that period of time. And if you guys have requests for worship songs that maybe we can even play on our own in our own house, and we can post them as well, or, some other songs, we're open. We're open to some music.
We're open and we're free.
Yeah.
Well, I'm more free than Julie, but Julie's
still working technically from home, which is a blessing. I'm very lucky that I'm able to do that for the time being. I don't know if it will last this period of time, but I'm grateful right now that I'm still working, even though it's super weird. Like I work in a place where I'm with people all day and talking to people, and you're out and about and having relationships and conversations, and all of a sudden you're sitting at the kitchen table alone staring at a computer. It's just a weird dynamic change,
So I was wondering about this for you. What do you work on then at home?
Well, there's like a lot of data that needs to be kind of addressed. It's a little bit messy. This is going to sound so boring, but we had one of our computer, our whole system that we used, we actually changed systems completely in October. And when we did that and it switched over, a lot of things came over incorrectly, or they need to be edited in some way or cleaned up. So for me, there's a lot of like data that I can kind of clean up. But I also am trying to reach out to people. We're trying to do like virtual membership appreciation or virtual member touches, like different ways that we can communicate. They asked me if I would do some like self-care tip videos or hair videos or makeup tip videos, things like that. So it's a way to keep interacting with people like we would on a regular basis in person, but just finding new ways to do that through, the internet.
Do any of your, staff and members know that you sing?
I think some people do.
Yeah.
But I don't think they know... I don't think that they really, really know. Some people do, though. Because, I thought about, doing a fun cover and putting that up for them.
That's what I was thinking, too.
So we'll see what happens.
So Julie and I just did a live Facebook video, and I thought it went over really well. We shared some worship songs, try to encourage you as you're in quarantine, and we shared a new song that we co-wrote. Julie wrote most of it. She came up with the idea. We think it's going to be called We Invite You.
But we're open to suggestions.
So you can head on over to the Gals Podcast Facebook page. We're also going to put it on Instagram and YouTube channel, the Gals Podcast. And so you can like it. Please share it. Tag a friend. You guys have lots of free time right now, so you can watch it and comment and tell us if you would suggest a different title for the song.
Yeah. And let us know what you think about it. Although I have to say, that was very nerve-wracking to play a song that we really only, we had pieces of, we semi-put it together, and then we're like, well, okay, let's just do it this morning. Because I kept saying, I really feel like God really wants us to put this song out there, and that it's really a perfect time for people to be in God's presence. And so we kind of pushed it a little bit quickly than maybe we normally would have.
Yeah.
But it's also scary to put out something that's really yours.
Yes.
It's very nerve-wracking for the negatives and the positives. I'm a person that does that struggles with self-doubt. So for me, I'm like, oh, everyone's going to hate this, or they're going to think it's stupid, or they're going to hate the lyrics, or I'm going to say something dumb or whatever. But, all in all, I know that God wanted it to happen, and I believe in the lyrics that I've prayed over and the lyrics that Des and I have prayed over and created together. So we hope that you enjoy it. And as I said, we're open to the name.
Yes, please. That would be great. And any suggestions for the podcast too, going into the future when we get out of quarantine? Because we will.
We will
We will get out of quarantine. We will get back to our normal schedules. I'm believing that. So anything that you want us to talk about, we'll brainstorm while we're in quarantine because we've got time.
Yes, we do.
So, like we said, we're going on lockdown soon. What, Julie, will you and your family do to kind of, besides work, pass the time?
Well, it's going to be hard because we're like go people.
Yeah,
we're
me
in
too.
and out of the house.
We are never home.
Yeah, it's like we're always, each of us are on a mission. Harper is a kid that likes to play hard. She likes to go to the park. She likes to ride her bike. She likes to skateboard. She's a constantly on a go kid. So luckily, her school has sent us some ideas. There's a lot of museums that you can take a tour for free. There's zoos that will do safaris for free that you can watch, and you can learn about the animals, which is a really cool thing that kind of keeps her engaged. And also, the school sent us this really interesting yoga for kids, which she really, really liked. So she did that for a couple days as well, not just for her gym class, but she really liked it. And the woman who does it, tells a story as she's teaching them yoga. It's very interesting. And the yoga moves coincide with the story. So those things are cool. Trying to draw and play and Legos, and Tori's been playing video games. I think she's probably just going to beat all of her video games. Tori is definitely not used to being home this much. She's 20. She's out and about. And, it's hard. It's a hard thing. But I do want to say, since we haven't had a chance to celebrate her, she actually went for her a checkup with her psychiatrist, who she's talked about before, that she loves, Dr. Strauss. And on March 16th, it was her last day of medication.
Wow.
So
yay, Tori!
It's a huge thing for her, and we wanted to celebrate as a family, just to, to encourage her, and then... And then we kind of got locked in our homes. So we will celebrate her, but I just, I'm so proud of her. And, even if in the future she needed medicine, that doesn't change her story right now. She still has made this accomplishment, and no matter what happens, you have to celebrate the victories. And so we're celebrating this victory.
Well, I think we could still have delivery for food. Grubhub.
We can.
I think we could still do those things. DoorDash, right?
They'll leave it in a place.
Instead of handing it to you.
You never have to have any interaction with a person.
Wow. It's perfect for us introverts,
Amen to that. Super awkward.
I didn't feel bad yesterday because we were filming our church service yesterday because we can only have a handful of us at the church now. So we were filming it for Sunday, and I didn't feel bad sitting down at a place where nobody was at.
Me too. I was like, I'm just going to sit all the way over here.
I didn't feel bad. I'm like, I'm just going to sit over here. Normally I'd be like, oh, I got to go mingle with people. And, for introvert, that's really hard because I'm insecure. I always feel like I'm going to say something stupid, or I have something in my teeth. Or people have said to me, your lips are really dry. I'm like, great.
What?
Now
that's a weird thing to say to someone.
A few times people will be like,
against people saying stuff like that.
That's a little chapstick, honey.
No, don't say that stuff to people. Yeah. If you don't want someone to say that to you, please don't say it to someone else.
Thank you.
That's insane.
Mm-hmm. So now it's like a self-conscious thing.
I know. I'm so angry for you right now. There's a hostile side of me coming out because I just don't appreciate it when people say things to make other people feel insecure. I just don't get it.
I understand, say if Julie had something in her teeth and she was about to go on stage, I'd be like, Julie, you have a little something in your teeth, because I don't want her to be embarrassed.
That's out of caring for someone.
Yeah.
That's different.
Yeah.
Guys, don't do that. You can only tell your friends things like that.
Exactly.
Also, I would never say to you, even if your lips were chapped, I would never be like, Des, you need some chapstick, girl.
Sometimes they are, and in the cold, sometimes I can't control it.
But I promise that I'll tell you if you have something in your teeth.
Thank you.
You're
I appreciate
welcome.
that. I appreciate.
I swear.
Forever. Or just a booger,
anything
or
like that. I will
makeup.
let you know.
Yeah. Thank you.
Remember when I fixed your makeup once?
Oh, yes. Yeah, for the Christmas production?
We need to do something.
Oh, yeah, that was. I looked like Pocahontas on steroids or something.
Pocahontas on steroids.
It was not good.
You know what? We prayed over it. We're good.
Yeah. So, speaking of embarrassing, we're talking about most embarrassing moments. I think we had shared some of this before, but we're thinking of new ones. Yeah.
In the Get to Know Us episodes.
Wow, you have a good memory.
Thank you. On the Get to Know Us episodes, we definitely talked about our most embarrassing moments. I mean, I personally have a lot.
Julie's got a lot.
I just feel like all things, just weird stuff happened to me. And it's even in our live, I basically almost fell off the stool. So if you watch it really carefully and you hear me go, woo!
Well, my microphone, as I was singing, just kept going down and lower and lower. I'm like, I'm just going to play the guitar and not sing.
I'm going to rewatch it just to see that section. Like, we should make a loop of the microphone just going down. A meme. Oh.
In slow motion. It happens to me a lot. I don't know if it's because I'm not strong enough and I don't tighten it.
Well, I'll tighten it for you next time. That's
so I didn't leave enough weight at the end of it, so it was top heavy. That's why. And I was like, I can't believe this is happening right now. We did so much practice and prep beforehand.
Seriously, we practiced probably like 4 times.
Yeah.
And we moved the mic stands all of those times, back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And for some reason, of course, during our live,
the stinking phone, we practice it landscape. And then when we go live on Facebook, you can only do portrait.
So then we had to adjust that too.
Oh my goodness. So I was so mad.
It worked out.
It was funny though.
People liked it, I think.
But I think I've shared this embarrassing moment before. So at my high school graduation, I remember distinctly being in the auditorium and they were talking about being careful going down the steps because we graduated at what was known as the Tweeter Center in Camden. And I was thinking to myself, okay, I better go down the steps very carefully because I know that I will fall. And boy, did I fall. I fell so hard. I'm so happy that social media wasn't that thing back in the day because that would have been a meme. 100%. It would have been a song.
It probably would have gone viral.
It would have. Oh, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It probably would have gone viral.
Absolutely.
Like, girl takes a tumble into her vice principal's arms.
Yeah.
So my whole family was there. My teacher, who I had a crush on for years, was there. Yeah. My teacher in 8th grade. You know how you have crushes on your teachers when you're younger.
Oh,
yeah, it was great. It was a really awesome time.
It's a good story.
It's a great story.
I'm going to tell you one that may cheer you up.
Yes, please.
So, years ago, my best friend's family would always throw this like glamorous Christmas party. It's very glamorous. You had to wear like a fancy dress, and I went to it. And the dress that I had was pretty. It was a cranberry color, strapless, like A-line gown, really cute. And
have I heard this one before?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
So it's like a little bit big, but not crazy big. But it
was
fine.
Oh no,
it was fine. And we were all the younger crew was like sitting around, hanging out. I had a bunch of youth groups that I went to, so this is like a compilation of like youth groups and school friends, and we're all hanging out, sitting down. And I was like, "Does anybody want a drink?" Wasn't that kind of me to ask?
That's so kind.
And I stood up. And I stepped on the dress, and the entire top came right down.
Oh, no!
Yes, it did. And now that you think that that's the best part, but it's not, because years later, my friend Jackie married Joe, who was in the group, who was in front of me when this happened, so that occurred. He is actually my sister-in-law Lindsay's brother.
Wow.
So at their rehearsal dinner, my brother and Lindsay's, Joe was there, okay? And we were all talking, and no joke, guys, my shirt came down, and he yet again, so this is like the second time this guy has seen my bra, but I think about it all the time. I'm like, I just don't understand. Like, what are the chances it's always in front of Joe? Like, I just don't get it. So I'm sorry, Joe. I don't know why that happened twice.
So sorry. I'm sure he wasn't
it was
that
really
upset.
Funny. And it was really funny. This is the stuff that happens to me. Like, not just once, twice. Same person.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
It's basically same crowd, too. Same group of people, same crowd.
Like, what just is older. With her and
what
her
is
shirt?
Julie? Keep her clothes on.
I had a similar one to that. I had a awesome, terrible crush on my friend's brother, and we were all swimming in their pool. and my top and I didn't even notice it. And my friend looked at me, pointed at me, and started laughing, and they were all laughing. And his mom was laughing at me.
Well, at least she was